你，我明天去你家打死你去。你说你被我害死，你死，你哪活呢？
The venomous woman in the recording is none other than Zhai Xinxin, a top-tier gold digger. Within 50 days of dating, she spent 5 million yuan of her partner's money. After 40 days of marriage, she drained her husband's 13 million yuan in assets. She even threatened him with an outrageous 10 million yuan divorce settlement, ultimately driving him to jump to his death. Before his demise, her husband posted a final message on his social media, vowing that even as a ghost, he would never let her go. Zhai Xinxin went through 4 marriages, none lasting more than 2 months. Using her beauty as a weapon, she amassed over 50 million yuan from these unions. In 2011, her divorce from Lu Lei netted her 200,000 yuan and a 150,000 yuan car. In 2013, her divorce from Li Taijun brought her 7.5 million yuan and a million yuan BMW. In 2016, another divorce earned her a 20 million yuan villa. In 2017, her divorce from Su Xiaomao yielded 18 million yuan, along with 2 properties and a luxury car worth over $1 million, while also pushing Su Xiaomao to his death. Born in 1986, Zhai Xinxin stands at 1.7 meters tall. Her grandfather, Lu Bingnan, was the first dean of the Tian Coal Industry School, the predecessor of Shandong University of Science and Technology. During his tenure, he was embroiled in corruption scandals, earning widespread resentment from staff. He was also married to Lu Qimin, a close relative. Zhai Xinxin's parents both secured positions at Shandong University of Science and Technology through Lu Bingnan's influence, while her uncle taught at the Public Security University. In 2005, Zhai Xinxin enrolled at Shandong University of Science and Technology, graduating in 2009 before pursuing graduate studies at Beijing Jiaotong University. During her graduate years, her whereabouts were erratic. She often worked as a freelance model and engaged in shady, peripheral activities. By 2011, she appeared on dating websites, listing herself as a civil servant with a monthly income of 20,000 yuan. The site described her as coming from a privileged family, highly ambitious, free of the spoiled habits of a rich girl, never frequenting nightlife spots, and content with using the same bag for 2 years. After 3 short-lived marriages, Zhai Xinxin secured a Beijing hukou, household registration, and a villa worth tens of millions. It was then that she set her sights on Su Xiaomao, a VIP member on the same dating site. Born in 1980 to a rural family in Fujian, Su Xiaomao was the youngest of 5 siblings, with 3 older brothers and a sister. A gifted student, he was admitted to Beijing University of Posts and Telecommunications. In 2012, he founded a well-known international calling app, amassing tens of millions of users and accumulating millions in assets by his early 30s. On March 30, 2017, a matchmaker arranged their first meeting. Both expressed mutual interest. The next day, Zhai Xinxin invited Su Xiaomao for dinner and a movie, claiming her conservative family values meant she'd only had one college romance, which ended due to distance. Later that night, she sent him a video of her villa. Amazed by her wealth, Su Xiaomao showed her his bank balance and investments, boasting he could afford a villa too. Zhai Xinxin professed an instant liking for him, saying she felt destined to marry him and bear his children. Overwhelmed by this sudden affection, the romantically inexperienced Su Xiaomao was smitten. That night, they confirmed their relationship and planned to wed within the year. Within 10 days of meeting, Su Xiaomao gifted Zhai Xinxin a 980,000 yuan Tesla, which she flaunted on social media without mentioning her new boyfriend. On April 30th, she accompanied him to his Fujian hometown, charming his family by helping with chores and assisting his mother shopping. The Su family adored their future daughter-in-law, even giving her an 8,000 yuan red envelope. On May 6th, they vacationed in Sanya, where Zhai Xinxin, citing discomfort with hotels, convinced Su Xiaomao to buy a 3.2 million yuan property, adding her name to the deed. After his suicide, his family discovered she'd privately asked the sales agent how to transfer the house to her name post-divorce. By May 18th, their 50-day whirlwind saw Su Xiaomao spend nearly 5 million yuan on her, including shopping sprees in Hong Kong and Macau. He introduced her to his company and friends, yet never met any of hers. Doubts crept in when he found she had 2 WeChat accounts. She brushed it off as work-related contacts from the entertainment industry. Still, he pressed forward with marriage plans. On May 31st, Zhai Xinxin suggested registering their marriage on June 2nd. The day before, she casually mentioned a strange dream about a past marriage and divorce, admitting to a fake union with Li Taijun to help him secure property. When Su Xiaomao pressed for details, she grew furious, sparking a fight and storming off. On June 2nd, after Su Xiaomao apologized, they reconciled, planning to register on June 6th. But the day prior, another argument erupted when he asked to see her divorce papers. She demanded 880,000 yuan to show them, threatening to end things otherwise. He paid, only to find the ex-husband wasn't Li Taijun but Lu Lei, who'd paid her 200,000 yuan. Conflicted yet unable to let go, Su Xiaomao pursued her anew. She demanded 50,000 yuan daily until she relented, pocketing 300,000 yuan. She then claimed her uncle at the Public Security Bureau could erase her marriage record for 360,000 yuan, which he also paid. On June 7th, with a swollen face from her slap, they married. During wedding preparations, a message from Su Xiaomao's ex-date enraged Zhai Xinxin, prompting divorce threats. She demanded a 1 million yuan deposit and a contract. If he initiated divorce, he'd owe her 5 million yuan and the Sanya house. He signed. Tensions escalated as she insisted on controlling his finances and later demanded he sell his premarital home for a 10 million yuan villa, threatening divorce otherwise. On July 6th, he agreed to split, but she demanded 5 million yuan and the Sanya property, alleging his company's shady dealings as leverage. When he resisted, she and her mother assaulted him at home. Hiding in a hotel, Su Xiaomao faced her escalating threats, her uncle's alleged promotion to senior police rank, fake tax and police intimidation, until she raised her demand to 10 million yuan. Desperate, he mortgaged his home and borrowed to pay 6.6 million yuan upfront, transferring the Sanya house, with 3.4 million yuan pending. They divorced on July 18, 40 days after marrying. As she hounded him for the rest, his family urged police action, but he feared her connections. On September 7, 2017, he posted a final app notice blaming his toxic wife, Zhai Xinxin, then leapt to his death, leaving a suicide note accusing her. Posthumously, she taunted him via messages. His brother exposed her chats, revealing her schemes. In April 2018, Su's family sued her in Beijing's Chaoyang court. On March 31, 2023, the court ordered her to return over 10 million yuan and forfeit the Sanya property. Arrested for extortion on June 9, 2023, she claimed innocence, but her mediation pleas were rejected. On March 7, 2024, she was indicted, facing potential life imprisonment, per legal experts. A person with sinister intentions paid the ultimate price with their life, and this is undoubtedly a human tragedy. We should remember the name of Mr. Su Xiaomao, recall his ordeal, and awaken the world to prevent similar tragedies from recurring. The label top-tier gold digger may just be internet slang, but Zhai Xinxin's actions have far exceeded the boundaries of morality and crossed the legal line. She did not genuinely nurture the marriage but instead used it as a tool to extract money, meticulously setting traps and methodically driving Su Xiaomao step by step into an abyss. Before marriage, she put up a facade to deceive his emotions and rushed into marriage. After marriage, she greedily demanded more, even resorting to threats involving shady businesses and reporting him. Every step was filled with calculation and malice. Her actions were not only a plunder of Su Xiaomao's personal wealth but also a trampling of his spirit and dignity, ultimately leading directly to his death. Zhai Xinxin's behavior can no longer be simply described as morally corrupt. It is blatant crime, a manifestation of the extinction of humanity. The final sanction of the law is a triumph of justice, a consolation to the victim's family, and a warning to society. No one can stand above the law, and everyone must pay a price for their evil deeds. Her multiple short-lived marriages followed by quick divorces for profit fully demonstrate that this was not a one-off act but a premeditated, systematic criminal pattern. Her marriage to Su Xiaomao was an upgraded version of her gold-digging scheme, clearly targeted, with refined tactics, and ultimately securing a massive fortune. Her behavioral logic forms a complete chain. Identify a target, disguise and deceive, rush into marriage, exploit during marriage, intimidate and threaten, and force a divorce. This chain clearly reveals Zhai Xinxin's criminal steps and mindset, serving as a warning to us all. In romantic relationships, we must remain rational and vigilant, recognizing potential risks and malice. We should remember Mr. Su Xiaomao's tragedy, condemn Zhai Xinxin's despicable actions, and draw lessons from it, reflecting on societal issues, staying alert to the risks of relationships and marriage, and upholding social justice. I hope the law delivers the punishment Zhai Xinxin deserves, and that such tragedies never happen again. The exposure of this recording is not only a revelation of the truth but also a profound wake-up call to society. At the same time, I urge all men to learn from Su Xiaomao's tragedy, heighten their awareness, and avoid repeating his mistakes. Beware of the perfect persona. Be cautious of women like Zhai Xinxin who present a flawless image in a short time and rush into passionate romance. True feelings require time to develop. Excessive enthusiasm often hides traps. Scrutinize their true background and character, and don't be swayed by superficial charm. Approach demands rationally. In love and marriage, reasonable giving is normal, but beware of endless, unjustified demands. If you notice someone overly focused on material gain or frequently asking for money under various pretexts, sound the alarm. True love involves mutual giving, not one-sided taking. Verify their true background. Before deepening a relationship, thoroughly investigate their real background, work, family, marital history, and more. Don't blindly trust their one-sided claims. Verify information through multiple channels. Knowing the full picture reduces risks. Protect personal assets. Prenuptial agreements and postmarital asset management are effective ways to safeguard your wealth. Be cautious with large asset transfers and consult professionals. Don't easily hand over your hard-earned money. Preserve evidence and cut losses. If you spot signs of deception, promptly save evidence like chat logs or transfer records. If something feels off, act decisively to limit damage and seek legal help. Don't let pride or soft-heartedness drag you deeper into the mire. The video is coming to an end. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. I'll keep updating with content you love, and your support is my biggest motivation to keep going. Also, feel free to leave any suggestions in the comments. I'll be reading them and picking out some of your ideas. Those whose suggestions get chosen will receive a mysterious reward from me.